Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Today I have a great project for you. But first, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you are alerted every time I drop a new video. On to the project. This video is part of a YouTube hop hosted by B&D Crafts and More. The theme for January 2026 is New Beginnings. And when I think of new beginnings, I think of rainbows. Rainbows offer hope and an opportunity for new beginnings. Today I'm going to show you how to create this fun accordion fold card. It's a really easy fun fold. And I'm using the Boho Vibes stamp set and paper. First I'm going to cut my card base, and we need a piece that is 5.5 by 11, and I have petal pink in the 12 by 12 size, so that is what I'm going to use. But I do want to keep in mind that this paper is two-sided, so there's a dark side and a light side. I'm going to be using the dark side. So this is 5.5 by 11, and then we need another piece that is 3 inches by 6 inches. So let's cut this 3 inches by 6 inches. Okay, this is for the card base. And then we are going to need some designer series paper. And I chose to use the Boho Vibes paper. And this is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see it's boho and kind of rainbowy but non-traditional colors. And then the reverse side has somewhat neutral designs. For the card front, I need 4 pieces that are 1.5 by 5.25. So I'm going to cut this at 5.25, and I am going to be paying attention to the direction of my paper because I want this part to be the portrait. So you want the 5.5 to be, 5.25 to be this way. Let me make sure I cut 5.25. Yeah, 5.25. And then we're going to cut this into 4 1.5 pieces. So you can see I wanted to keep the design going up and down. So just pay attention before you cut to make sure you have it going the direction you want. Okay, and you should be able to get your 4 pieces out of one sheet of 6 by 6. And then we need a coordinating design for sort of the inside that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So kind of wanted some of the secret C to be in here. Let's see. Okay, and then we need some basic white. You need a piece for the inside of your card, which is 3 3/4 by 5.25. Okay, this is going to be the inside of the card. And then you do need a piece for the front, a white piece, or some other solid cardstock. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, we have all of our paper cut. Okay, let's score our card base. So I'm going to put my 5.5 by 11 sheet into my scoring board, and I'm going to score at 1 3/4 3.5, 5.25, and 7. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Yeah. Okay. And then on the piece that is 3 by 6, I'm going to score at 3 inches. Okay, now let's decorate our card base. There are 4, once you score it, you'll see that there are 4 sections here, and I just scored them so I can easily see it. These are the sections where the DSP is going to go. Okay, let's adhere those. The white cardstock goes. You can stamp it before you put it on if you want to. I'm just trying to adhere this, make the card so you can see the card base, and then we'll decorate it. Okay, so this is the base. Now on this piece, we are going to put our designer series paper on the right and our white on the left, or whatever color you used. And again, you can stamp on this first if you want to. And I do think I'm going to use this one as opposed to this one. Yeah, because it has a little bit more color variety. And remember, we did score this here, so make sure you're not going over the score lines. Okay, we have our base card completed. To decorate the top, I'm going to use the Sunshine Vibes stamp set and dies. And the dies have this beautiful rainbow design. This square is not very big, so it's not big enough to do the full rainbow, but I think it will look just fine. And I'm going to try and mimic these colors here. So let's use Cajun Craze for the outside. And then let's use the Petal Pink for this inside, the next piece. Let's do Cloud Cover for the next one. And then there is a center, I don't know, design. I'm using this, looks like a sunburst. There's also heart. So it cuts out 2. That goes kind of in the center. Okay, let's adhere these now. this one down, trying to center it. There we go. I love this kind of rick-rack one. Just want to be careful when you put adhesive on it because it's kind of fragile. Okay. Put the cloud cover, which I think is appropriate since it's kind of a rainbow. I have a cloud. And then put this in the center. Okay, for the sentiment, I was thinking either hello or thanks. I believe the thanks takes up more of the space underneath. Okay, now I'm going to stamp the inside. Trying to center it. There we go. I really like the fonts on this stamp set. I feel like it's very universal and you can use it with a lot of cards. Okay, now let's assemble our card. This piece is going to be attached here, and then this is going to fold in and be attached to the fourth panel. So this is going to be attached to the first panel. This one's going to be attached to the fourth panel. So what I'm going to do is use tear and tape. I want to use something that's somewhat strong. So I'm going to put two pieces down. You don't want to put adhesive down here because it does hang over the edge and you don't want it to stick to the next panel down. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this on the card wherever I want it. So I'm going to put it like right there. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is put two strips here. Again, don't put them too far apart because you don't want it to come over the edge here. Okay, and then you just want to close it like that. Okay? So that it's even and it will lay pretty flat. There you go. And you want to make sure it's centered. I think it's pretty good job, pretty centered. Now let's decorate this a little bit. I'm going to use this leaf, and this is probably something you want to do before you adhere it to the card base, because I don't want it to get onto here. I'm just going to put a kind of mask there. I'm using a Mossy Meadow. And again, this is the first time I'm using this, so. So basically, I just want it to, I don't want this to be so white around in here. So I'm going to kind of do something like this, okay? Okay, now let's do this top part here. Wipe the edges just in case. gonna try and make it so it's just on the white. Again, that's just to give it a little bit of decoration there. And then let's stamp the inside sentiment. Sending good vibes. I think I'm going to do the secret C again. Now, when you stamp this, you want to make sure that you are getting it within the area that's going to be covered by this top flap, like so. You don't have to do that, but it gives you a guide so that you know not to go outside of that line. So here I'm going to use Secret C. Okay, and sending good vibes. There we go. I tried to center it. There you go, it is covered. And then I will just take a little bit of an eraser to that. Get all this off of there, okay? And then we should be done. So if you put your little lines on here with a pencil, make sure you don't go over any wet ink so you don't smear anything. It's probably not needed to draw the line, but I wanted to show you to make sure you don't go over. Okay, there you have it. I'm going to call this my accordion Z-fold. I don't know, they just call it accordion fold. I do have these dots. They're called muted palette dots that go with this. So let's maybe add some. I'm going to try and put some complementary colors. And then let's put maybe one of the green ones. There we go.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the project. You can purchase any of the products I used in the video at my website, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. I have a Facebook business page, Crafty Chemist Designs, where I go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I also have a Facebook VIP group called The Crafty Chemist Presents Stampin' Up, where you can share your artwork and ask questions and have a good time. You can also find me at Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Crafty Chemist Designs. My blog is periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com.